A megachurch is accused of extorting hundreds of thousands of dollars from an elderly woman in Rogers Park.
The woman is mentally ill and has dementia. She is now under the care of the Cook County Public Guardian, who is fighting to reclaim that money, her life savings. CBS 2's Susanna Song explains in this original report.
This one's a little bit dehydrated.
44 feral cats, dead and alive, found under piles of garbage inside the home of 76-year-old Bridget Pollard.
At some point, she didn't have heat, water, and electricity, but it was hoarded to the hilt, to the ceiling.
Pollard, who has no children, lived by herself in Rogers Park after her husband died in 2015.
Nobody was allowed to help. Nobody was allowed to do anything.
Because she would not allow that.
Correct.
Her niece says 1 year later, Pollard emptied out her late husband's state pension. It wasn't long before she wrote a $340,000 check payable to Grace Cathedral, a megachurch in Akron, Ohio, that televises the ministry of Reverend Ernest Angley.
I believe in miracles.
She was basically stalked by this church to give money, and the literature talks about you'll go to heaven if you give this money.
The Public Guardian's office is now suing the church for every penny taken. Pollard hadn't been there in many years and visited only a handful of times, once for her baptism. But she stayed connected through a singer at the church, Corliss Whitney, who is named in the Public Guardian lawsuit.
Miss Whitney became her power of attorney. She tried to cross-petition to become her guardian, which is very unusual. She never once tried to remove her from that bad situation.
Public records show she has two addresses, one in Ohio and another here on Chicago's South Side. But we weren't able to find her at this location. Pollard's relatives believe Whitney had ulterior motives.
And you believe she was swindled?
Oh, 100%. I would say scheme of financial exploitation.
A doctor diagnosed Pollard with bipolar disorder and found she lacks the capacity to make sound decisions and is unable to make personal or financial decisions. Pollard now lives in a nursing home on the city's north side. Her home is no longer safe.
I'm very sad for my aunt that she spent all those years thinking she had a good friend and a church that she believed in, and this was all done in the name of God.
Susanna Song, CBS 2 News.
Susanna, thank you. The Cook County Public Guardian has frozen some of the church's assets as it tries to get Pollard's money back. We reached out to Grace Cathedral and to Corliss Whitney for a response. An attorney for the church declined to comment, and we could not reach Whitney after leaving her numerous messages.